Well, good morning. We're going to be in Genesis 39 today, and we're going to continue with the story of Joseph. Now, Joseph has come out of slavery. Now he is the #1 guy in Potiphar's house. God has given him a position of influence. And let me read these verses to you. It's Genesis 39, verse 6. It says, "Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance, and after a time his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, 'Lie with me.' But he refused and said to his master's wife, 'Behold, because of me my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in his house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?' And as she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her as to lie with her or to be with her." I mean, you've got Joseph in this home with an opportunity to sin, but rather than taking that opportunity to sin, he says something significant. He said, "How can I do this evil thing and sin against God?" Now, Joseph's in a very similar situation to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had been given access to everything in the garden but one tree, and they took advantage of that one tree God said no to. Joseph has been given everything in the house except for this one thing, Potiphar's wife, and she presents herself to him and he says no. Now, you and I need to understand from this passage that every day we are going to be presented with opportunities to sin. Are we going to use those opportunities to sin, or are we going to use those opportunities to honor God and not sin against God? I want to contrast this with a similar situation with David. 2 Samuel 11:2 talks about David. It says, King David, "One afternoon when David arose from his couch, was walking on the roof of the king's house, he saw from the roof a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful. And David sent and inquired about the woman and said, 'Is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?' So David sent messengers to her. She came to him, and he lay with her, and she became pregnant." Now notice the similar situations. Joseph has a perfect opportunity to sin, but he can't take that opportunity to sin because he cares more about God's word than he does about his opportunity. David has a similar opportunity to sin, and rather than taking every thought captive and honoring that covenant that he's made with his eyes, instead he indulges in sin with Bathsheba. Now, you and I, in a similar way, every day can use the opportunities and the situations that God gives us to honor Him or to honor ourselves. I heard someone say years ago, and it was very, very true, they said chastity is geography. That you and I need to be careful where we place ourselves. Let me charge you today from Romans 6:14. You need to be careful that you do not present the members of your body as instruments of unrighteousness today, but present the members of your body as righteousness before God. In other words, take opportunity of every situation to use it to glorify God rather than to honor your sinful desires.